Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is Dean Tinney coming to you from my studio in fabulous Las Vegas. And I did a coaching call for some crew members of Vanguard taking their Series 66. And we do a little kind of a quiz there that I thought would be helpful. So I thought I would share it here on the channel. As always, shout out to Kaplan. If you don't have a Kaplan Q Bank as a paid supplement, I highly recommend it. The best free supplement is my YouTube channel. But for doing that little commercial for Kaplan, you get to look at some of the Kaplan content. So this is a little quiz. Kaplan last minute called and asked me to substitute for these office hours in Vanguard. And I told Vanguard and Kaplan more than happy to do so. Anyway, so let's look at the quiz we do in those little coaching call office hours. Okay, so as an investment advisor, this is applicable to the 65 as well. So I'll also put in the 65 playlist. So we submit an application. I'll give you a chance to kind of project what you think that application is going to be. So you can hit pause, take as much time as you'd like. And remember, that's going to be our Form ADV, Part 1, A and 1B. I wouldn't worry about, Form Part 2, remember, is the brochure. I would just want you to know that it's Form ADV. Now, the consent to service is very testable. Want to hit pause, give some thought to what you think you need to know about that. Okay, well, welcome back. So you need to know that that's a permanent part of the record, a permanent part of the record. Your record, it exists as long as you're in the business. This is from the firm, but you as an investment advisor rep will also have that. And what it allows is the state administrator to accept legal papers on your behalf. So if I can't find you, I can serve the state administrator. You're considered served, right? Paying a filing fee. Well, even if you're a federally covered investment advisor, right, you're going to have to pay some money. That's called notice filing. That's not registration with the state. But yeah, you're definitely going to have to pay some money. I mean, just in general, right? Anytime you submit a form to anybody, there's going to be some money involved, right? Record keeping reports as required. So we're talking about the investment advisor side. And so remember, on the broker dealer side, this is about the investment advisor. So one thing is a challenge as a test taker is to keep straight that the parts that are questions about broker dealers, which are different questions than questions about investment advisors. This is about the investment advisory firm, and that's 5 years with 2 years ready access. Ready access means within 24 hours. Administrators, regulators love to say that. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, at which point you better be able to produce the record. Now, on the state level, remember, there may be a net worth requirement of 10,000 or 35,000, depending on whether you have custody or not. And you can either show a balance sheet with that net worth, or you can post a surety bond for that, right? So, boom, you're exempt if you have a sufficient net worth, and you can post the surety bond instead of that net worth requirement. Does the investment advisor pass the exam, written or oral? Well, they don't really, the firm doesn't take any kind of an exam, but the administrator can give or administrator any kind of exam it wants. But the idea here is that the registration would be effective noon of the 30th day. And if you do withdraw, you have to withdraw in written form. And that 30th day is something that shows up quite a bit. That's Form ADVW. Successor firms are very testable. So firm A buys firm B. Firm A in this example would be the successor firm. And you need to know the successor firm doesn't have to pay any additional fees. That successor firm is good to go for the rest of the year, December 31st, but they do certainly need to file a new application. And that's very testable to know successor firm files a new application, but doesn't have to pay the additional fee. Okay, so let's now play the same little game here with you, the investment advisor rep. That would be you, 65, 66, as an investment advisor rep. Do you have to submit an application? Hit pause, see what you think your answer is, and see if you get that right. What is that application that you're familiar with from your registration process? Okay, welcome back. You should know that that's a Form U4, right? We said the consent to service is very testable. Boom. Do investment advisor reps pay a filing fee? Well, that kind of depends on your firm, right? Sometimes the firms take care of that. Sometimes you take care of that as an individual. Could vary for what states want for that filing fee. So I don't think that's a big deal. Do you have any record keeping reports as required? Yes. Now, in the vast majority of the record retention rules are about the firm. The big one here is that something on the U4 that was no becomes a yes. So if something on your U4 was a no and now it's a yes, you have 30 days to update that form U4. Now, remember, some of those yes answers are more serious than others. There are reasons for what we call statutory disqualification. And boy, that would be material, right? So, anyways, record keeping as reported. So, paying a filing fee, we talked about that. Only for material changes. So, what we're saying here is that material change would be something that is a U4 update kind of thing, is what that means. And remember that even more serious if it's a conviction of a felony, or you've been denied, suspended, or revoked registration in the past, or a misdemeanor involving customer money, embezzlement of a customer's monies and securities. Do you have a financial requirement to be an investment advisor representative? You do not. Welcome to our business, right? But you do have to disclose your bankruptcy. That would be again on the U4. So, but you have no net worth requirement. Post surety bonds, you do not have to do that. Do you have to pass an exam? You do, right? And then you tell the administrator, they get notice from, the regulatory authority, the Prometric, that you passed. Now, kind of a trick question. You're not actually an investment advisor rep when you pass your test. Now, remember, you think you passed your test, you're feeling good about yourself, but you're not actually a investment advisor rep till your registration is effective. And that's noon of the 30th day. That's a kind of a common thing, right? So there's some things you need to know on your 65, 66, like noon of the 30th day, December 31st, securities registrations are 1 year, right? That kind of stuff. Anyways, effective, you could do it sooner, right? If we call, maybe we can get you effective sooner than noon of the 30th day. And again, if you terminate, then you have to make notice to the appropriate regulator. That's called Form U5. So U4 is hello, welcome to the securities industry. U5 is goodbye. So it doesn't have to be bad. It could be just moving on to other things. All right. Well, I hope you found that little quiz helpful. Remember, inch by inch, your exam, 65 or 66 is a cinch. Yard by yard, your 65 or 66 is hard. And I will see you next time. We do have recently, this lives forever, but there's some new practice exams I've executed. This is March of 2023 that I'm saying this. So check out the playlist for 65, 66, and you will find some new content in terms of practice tests. All right. Bye-bye.